am.
Okay.
What I am doing now is that when we are not talking anything personal or whatever, then I go live.
Okay.
If it is related to work or something, then I will stop.
How many people attend?
Yeah, many people
Live?
attend, but at the end of it, there will be at least 6-7 people.
Is it? So what all we are asking now, the questions and all that, is it some relevance to them as well?
Yeah, some people ask questions, some people come here and ask, so things are there. Anyway, so let's so yesterday we looked at akshara, shakshara, that is anything that is manifested. But you will be surprised to know that even the Ishvara is kshara. So the Hiranyagarbha is also kshara, not akshara. So
anything called with a name, Rupa and Nama is Kshara, right?
Yes, so if you call something as Ishvara, that is also kshara. So even though it is imperishable as far as the GV goes, but it is kshara with relation to the samskaras and vasanas and karma. So this is the two things what he speaks. So there are two Purushas. One which immediately perishes and one which seems to be non-perishing and continuing. But both are kshara. Any doubts on that or confusion? Otherwise, this will get...
No, that is clear.
Clear, right? So, 16th verse is clear then.
Kshara and Akshara is clear.
Okay, but in that, the second one, seemingly Akshara, is also Kshara.
Okay, let me ask one more question here. So the only, if you see basic elements of Prakriti, is Kshara or Akshara? Water or Prithvi, like that.
See, there are two definitions which can be done. One definition, Dvaita, where they are also Ananta, Purusha is also Ananta. This is one definition because it's a concept. What you experience as reality will not have Prakriti, Apo, Vayo, Tejo, Akasha. But since you are the experiencer, you will experience all these 5 elements and hence it is Dvaita. Both are reality. The illusion is not there. The Maya itself is not there. And the second definition is that since it is experienced in consciousness, there is no Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, Akasha at all. And hence it is Advaita. So, unless you really experience it, it becomes a debatable topic, which is right. So, Madhva is right, or Dvaita is right. That's the answer.
In the pure consciousness, Prakriti is there or no? No.
There is nothing called as Prakriti.
Okay.
So that is the reason it is called as Maya.
So that's the reason then it is called Kshara. It is not there.
No, it's not like that. It doesn't appear if there is no consciousness.
Yeah, there is no question of, in Advaitam ultimate, there is no question of Kshara and Akshara.
Yes.
Can I say that way?
No. Advaita has got nothing to do with Kshara or Akshara or this exists or that doesn't exist. It is just there, that's all.
I think I am not clear. What should I call, for example, Prithvi from the Advaitam point of view and definition of Kshara.
Prithvi will be...
It is not there, I have understood.
No. Prithvi has got nothing in Advaita. There is nothingness of Prithvi, nothingness of Apo, nothingness of Tejo, nothingness of Akasha, and nothingness of Vayu. That is the reality. Now, if you want to have or call something, then it is Dvaita. Prithvi exists in its original form. So,
is it the definition of Kshara is applicable when you think from Dvaita?
Kshara is what is perishable. So, all the elements are perishable. They don't stay even for a second without consciousness. And consciousness perishes them. So, in that way, both are Kshara. One is Hiranyagarbha, that is also Kshara. And another one which is what you call as life, Jivi, that is also Kshara.
Yeah, in that case, the Prithvi is also Kshara because during Pralaya stage, it goes to its potential form, completely changes. Then it is Kshara, Prithvi also.
No, Prithvi remains as Prithvi, but it cannot remain without Purusha. So, and hence it is Dvaita. And hence it is Advaita. There is no independent standpoint. So, since it seems independent forever, it is called Dvaita. See, the difference between Advaita and Dvaita is that Advaita does not talk about experience other than illusion. So this is for people who have understood Maya. If they have not understood Maya, the reality is Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya. That means all the 5 elements are as Satya as Brahman. So it exists. See, Dvaita Siddhanta is a right Siddhanta. There is no doubt. There is no Advaita. In the standpoint of what we really experience, it is Dvaita. It is not Advaita. Advaita is not experienced at all. So this Advaita is not for everyone. Dvaita is for everyone.
Correct.
So now your question is that does Prithvi exist independent of Purusha? Yes, it does. At the Ishvara level, it exists. So what are you experiencing is Ishvara level only. Jivi and Ishvara and Jagat. Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, all the 3 are experiential reality. So when you have all these 3 as experiential reality, then it is Dvaita. So they both continuously exist. It's like asking like this, but does Lata exist? What is the answer to that? What do you think?
In my mind, yes. But from Advaitam, no.
No. Forget that. In your mind, what is existing? Forget the theory. Practically, what are you seeing? Can you look at Lata's photo and say that she is not Lata?
See, we are able to differentiate what is photo, what is Lata.
No.
That is there in my mind.
No, but 1 second, just relax and see. Is there a possibility that you are able to see the consciousness instead of Lata? Can you see that?
Consciousness through the photo, not possible.
No, not even photo. If she were to stand in front of you, can you identify the consciousness instead of Lata?
Just like that, no.
That means Dvaita. Simple. So to answer to your question is, can Prithvi remain as is? Yes, it is remaining. It will remain forever, because the moment I see someone, I am able to recognize the person. So I have already recognized Prithvi, I have recognized Apo, I have recognized Tejo, I have recognized Vayu, I have recognized Akasha. That means the consciousness has recognized all the five of them, so the reality is created. So Jagat is also created in the mind. So Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya. So if I look at Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, Ishvara is also Satya, Jagat is also Satya, and Jivi is also Satya. That is the experience right now.
Yes.
So we are perfectly aligned with Dvaita Siddhanta. It's not that whether I will get promoted to Advaita or not. It is like, if I am able to get rid of Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, Akasha in the mind and able to see the consciousness. That day I was talking about the aura. If I am able to see the aura instead of the person, then I am moving towards a Dvaita, non-dual. Otherwise it is dual. So what I need to do is, in duality, the only refuge for me is God, nobody else. Or in this case, I have to go with Krishna, because he alone can show me that consciousness, nobody else can. So Shankaracharya, following Shankara, is not going to give me any result, because I am able to see the person, not the consciousness. Now the question comes, how to see the consciousness? What is consciousness? The consciousness should be seen outside of the body. I have to see only a light flickering, nothing else. When I see Lata or you or Padmashri or my wife or son or whatever it is, then there is no wife, there is no son, there is no Lata, there is no Bhatt, there is no Padmashri, like that. And that is what I need to experience. That is, I as consciousness is experiencing consciousness, so there is no gap in the consciousness, and hence it is only reflected consciousness, whether it is reflecting it on you or me or my wife or Lata or Padmashri or whatever it is. Then I am in a Dvaita, because there is no Prithvi, there is no Apo, there is no Vayu, there is no Tejo, there is no Akasha. This is the difference between Dvaita and Advaita. So the practice is this: you have to get rid of the body as you and mind as you. Now, Advaita gives you Viveka Chudamani, wherein you can practice using body contemplation in the first volume. That is Annamaya Kosha. If you experience completely Annamaya Kosha and disregard Annamaya Kosha, then Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, if you are going to disregard, meaning you are not going to consider it as yourself, then you can experience your own consciousness, which is called as self-realization. Then you have experienced a Dvaita. Otherwise, you are still in Dvaita. Knowing something is still it's still a Dvaita. So the experiential reality, what we need to have is what is perishable and what is imperishable. Nitya versus Anitya. So Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, all the three are perishable. But then the problem comes that how is Ishvara perishable? I think we have covered this number of times. It's like pot versus...
Ishvara is a god.
No. Ishvara is not the god. The 17th verse explains what is God. We are still in 16th. So Ishvara is not the God. Ishvara is also as Kshara as everything else. This is the consciousness which is connected with the causal body, which is Karana Sharira. That will remain forever till all the vasanas and the karma samskaras are removed. Okay. So basically, the gross body's sensation is called as Kshara, which is also called as Virata Purusha. The subtle body herein, not the mental body, but the Karana Sharira, which is Rajas Tamas Sattva, is called as Ishvara. In that, the true knowledge, what you get, is from Sattva, which is Ishvara shining. So then you have to drop Ishvara also. That is, between pot and the clay, you are able to drop the pot, saying that, okay, this is just a pot, everything is clay. Now you have to drop the clay also. If you don't drop the clay, you have held on to Ishvara. I am Ishvara. So the moment you are Ishvara, rebirth is guaranteed. So you have to drop that also. So first you have to realize that there is Kshara, Akshara. Kshara is the gross body, Akshara is the subtle body, but the Akshara also will depart the moment all the samskaras and the karma and the vasanas are removed. So eventually there is nothing called as Kshara at all. And that state is called Purushottama, which is the 17th verse.
Say the last one, sentence again, Purushottama.
First you have Kshara, gross body, which you are able to see that it is perishing all the time.
Yes.
And this seemingly Akshara, called as Hiranyagarbha or whatever you want to call, is collection of all vasanas of everything, and that is not yours, but you think it is yours. So you have vasana, samskaras and karma, which is there called as the Karana Sharira, which is filled up with Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Okay. Now what you are supposed to do is, you as the mind, which also has the consciousness in the heart, is called as Ishvara. Now you have to remove or transcend the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. In that way, the Ishvara also goes away. So there is neither Ishvara, nor Jagat, nor Jivi. That is called as realization, that there is neither Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara. Okay. Once you drop Ishvara, you get liberated. You will get liberated from yourself. Yourself is Ishvara. So when that self goes away, then you get into a state of Purushottama, which is the 17th verse.
So Ishvara definition is different than what I thought.
Yes. However, for a normal human being who is on the path of religion or spirituality, Ishvara is the ultimate reality. Ultimate reality means that is the consciousness with which you will realize. That is called as self-realization.
The self-realization is the state of Ishvara, finally?
Is the state of understanding Ishvara. Who is this Ishvara? Jivi is gone, Jagat is gone, what remains is Ishvara. So you are realized that it is only Ishvara. But this is not Parameshvara, it is just Ishvara. Beyond that is Parameshvara.
That means still you are in Jivatma, and that the Chaitanya which is residing in the Jivatma is Ishvara.
Yes. And it remains like that forever because it is bound by karma, samskaras and vasana.
Okay. Then is there a difference between Parameshwara and Brahman here now?
Parameshwara, Brahman, they both are same because you are using, see,
Okay.
how is Sanskrit?
Right.
Yeah. See, if you are using Atma, you make it as Paramatma. If you are calling it as Atman, then you make it as Brahman. If you are using Ishvara, then they use Parameshwara. All the three means the same.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, you have Bhutatma, then you have Adhyatma. Bhuta Atma is 5 bhutas having an Atma called as I. Param Atma means that which doesn't have the 5 elements.
That Vishnu Sama Bhutatma Paramatma cha. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay.
Same thing. In the Bhuta also there is Atma, but is limited by that Bhuta, 5 elements. Whereas in the Paramatma,
Yeah, limited means you are talking only reflected, right? It's called reflected.
yes, but you have to watch what is that reflected. You have to have that experience of reflected, otherwise it just becomes an intellectual insight that
Yes, you are true. You are true. I think now we are experiencing our body only. We are not experiencing that Chaitanya.
Yes.
It is the reflected one.
Yes.
If you experience that, that is you are calling as your
you realize. They realized to be.
Okay. That means I have understood about myself.
Yes. Who is yourself?
Yes. Clear.
Okay.
Clear. Very, very clear.
Okay. So if we take the 17th verse, he says, Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha Paramatma iti udahkritaha yaha lokatrayam avishya vibhati avyayah ishvaraha. So he says, distinct from these, that is the local Purusha, that is Ishvara, this highest Purusha is called as Paramatma. There is nothing else other than this. Iti udakritaha is said to be. That is, if you want to name it like this, as Paramatma. There is no name. But yet if you want to name it, you can name it udakritaha, as said, stated. Yaha lokatrayam avishya, that is in the world consisting of 3, which is waking state, dreaming state, sleep state, which observes all the 3 in everyone, is this Ishvaraha. That Ishvara is a small Ishvara, this Ishvara is overall. This will not do anything, but without it nothing can exist. So this is called Brahman, where everything gets manifested as Maya. To attain this, you should have left Ishvara. Then you will able to see this. So he gives a clarity in the 18th verse, the Purushottamaha, pure consciousness. Yasmat ksharam atitaha aham aksharat api cha uttamaha ataha asmi loke vedascha pratitaha Purushottamaha. So I transcend the perishable and also the imperishable, and that is what is called as knowledge or the Veda, and I, that is this pure consciousness, is Purushottamaha. So the 17th and 18th are the same. He gives it through another analogy, what it really means. So everything else is Maya, like Ishvara is Maya, Jagat is Maya, Jivi is also Maya, because all are appearing because of Purushottama. And that is called as liberation. To whom? To that Ishvara. which is bound by vasanas, karma and samskaras, or rather vasana, samskara and karma. So the ultimate goal of all the soul, if we were to say as a soul, this Ishvara, is to merge with Parameshvara or with Purushottama. And then there is nothing called as rebirth. It's ended. Till that time, that person is going to keep on coming. And in the 19th verse, he says how the delusion is gone. Yaha mam evam asammudaha janati purushottamam saha sarvavit bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. So asammudaha, not having any delusion. So the first thing to be removed is delusion. How does delusion start? The Ishvara now recognizes with itself, with the job and with the company, with the relationships with the wife and husband and children, house, and all that is part of Ishvara. And with this comes the Jiva, which feels that I am the experiencer. It's for me. So it disregards the Ishvara also and just goes on the ego mode, which is part of Jiva. And since the name and forms exist, it's called as Jagat. So Jivi, Jagad, Ishvara are the reality which is called as Dvaita. Now when you come to Advaita, there is no longer any delusion of Ishvara, because there is nothing to recognize as this or that. So there is no division, there is no addition, there is no multiplication and all of that. There is nothing being identified, nothing being rejected. If you reject, it's delusion. If you accept, it's again delusion. It is just be. I think Lata had used this word some time ago. I just want to be. This is what the be is. Just be. Or the sakshi or the witness or whatever it is. So then from here, if you see, it's everything is going away and coming. Going away and coming. First it goes and something will come. Just like the out breath goes and the in breath comes. So now you can see that the kshara seemingly akshara, and akshara becomes kshara. So you are now able to differentiate between kshara and akshara, and hence you have moved away, transcended. So you don't any longer feel the kshara and akshara. It is just part of you, the original you, not the individual you as Jivi, nor the experiencer as Ishvara, but the overall self which is there everywhere, irrespective of any conditions whatsoever. And that Purusha has no delusion. So Jivi Jagad Ishvara has delusion. So the moment that asammudaha happens, Janati Purushottamam, now you have understood you in the sense that limited entity called Jivi is dead. Jagat no longer operates. Ishvara has understood that it is indeed part of the Purushottama, which is Parameshvara. Saha sarva vit bhajati mam. Now he worships me in the sense that he is part of me. So in that video what I had sent, if you've seen that, that person is supposed to take rebirth, and then he says that, look, you are my child. That's what this meaning is all about. If you've seen that 7-minute video what I had sent. So he has all the ability of being that Purushottama, but due to samskaras and vasana and the karma, cannot really become that Purushottama. Now that he doesn't have raga, dvesha, moha, asammudaha, that means there is no muda anymore. He is indeed that. Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Now he becomes complete being, the supreme. So, and then the final verse, iti guhyatamam shastram idam muktam maya anaghaha etat buddha buddhiman syat krita krityaha cha bharata. This is secret because it's very difficult to see the Purushottama away from the Ishvara. First of all, we are not able to go beyond the gross body, so we are in Virata Rupa, which is Kshara. So this is Purusha. Then there is subtle Purusha, which is the Karana Sharira, and that is where the Ishvara resides. That also has to be dropped. When these two gets dropped, then we can see the supreme being, which doesn't have any being or form or whatever it is, just be. And that's the reason it is a secret. And that is what he says, I am teaching you. Knowing this, one becomes really wise, and all his duties, krita krityaha cha bharata. There is no kartavya here. So if you talk it as krityaha, not kartavya, krita krityaha, whatever he has to do, that's all he has to do, and it's done. So these are the steps what was taken. One is that samsara vichara, that is how the existence come to be jagat, that is samsara. Jagat vichara we did of looking at what the world consists of. World consists of names and forms only. Punarjanma vichara is that with name and form comes the body, with which the life starts. Dharma vichara is what is dharma as indicated in the 12th chapter of Bhagvadgita, where 40 attributes have to be adhered to. Jnana vichara, we spoke about the 20 of the jnana. Sadhana vichara is the practices what we are supposed to do, that is letting go of Jivi Jagat Ishvara. Jiva vichara is about the individual soul which is in the gross body. Ishvara Tattva vichara, we looked into the Karana Sharira and how this happens, and Moksha vichara is how the final liberation happens when Jivi Jagat Ishvara is removed forever. Anaghaha means sinless. So now there is no sin at all. Any questions?
No questions from other two.
Yeah. So now we can look at the leaves. Vedavid is the secular science which talks about how to attain moksha. Ashwattham Avyayaha is the samsara. Adaha cha urdhvam is the choice what we make. Apara and para, Shreyas and Preyas. And that gives you phala. Karma Anubandha is the bondage because of para and apara. Shreyas and Preyas. And all the family life is Preyas. It is not at all Shreyas. Attachment to any person, any object in this world is Preyas. So it's called Preyasi.
Attachment is called Preyas. Okay. Preyasi. Okay.
Called as Preyasi. That means I desire to possess. There is no Shreyas in a son, there is no Shreyas in a daughter, there is no Shreyas in a wife and husband and home and money and insurance and job and anything, because they all will perish. It is Kshara. and hence it is aparakarya. Only true liberation of by implementing the sadhana chatustaya is para. Everything else is apara, and doing the pitru, all that is apara karya, because it will perish. So nothing that can be done. So it is the lowest of the choice is to identify with one's own family, one's own belongings, one's own job, one's own money, and I'm calling it as mine. So lowest, like a village person who don't have any sense of what he is doing or she is doing. That's the reason it is called as apara. Sorry, it's called, yeah, it is apara. And this is prayers. And when we have that, we have going to have karma anubandha, bondage from actions. Adah mulani is the desire. Now we have got entangled. You will never find a wife, but you call one as a wife. You never call a son or see a son or a daughter, but you just name it and get attached to it. So it's only the name which is entangled with. Asanga shastrena. So now you have to really see, can I see the wife? Or can I see the husband? Can I see the daughter or the son or whatever, independent of anything? And you will find that no, you cannot. It is dependent on the name and the title and the role. There is no independent to that. Seeing that, we need to use asanga shastra, that is vairagya. Na nivartanti. That means mumukshatva has to be immediately brought about, and desire for liberation starts. Purusham prapadyate would be the guru. So you have to find that Purusha who has understood what is this Jivi Jagat Ishvara. Nirmana mohaha, the obstacles which are actually pride and delusion, that is mana and moha. Adhyatma nityaha sadhana, that is shravana manana nididhyasana, without wasting a single moment. Dvandvai vimuktaha is Advaita. Otherwise, we are in Dvaita. Dhama Paramam, that is the supreme goal, is to find the Purushottama. Jiva Bhutaha, that is Jiva is the soul, which is connected with the five Bhutas. Then we come to this Prakriti Sthani. Prakriti is the Maya. So Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo, Akasha is part of Maya. And that comes Sharira, that is the gross body. Giritva Etani, that is the subtle body. Vishayam Upasevate is the enjoyer using the five senses. And that is five Karma Indriyas and five Jnana Indriyas. Gunanvitam, the Gunas, that is Rajas, Tamas and Sattva. Jnana Chakshusha is seeing with wisdom, that is through Sattva. Okay. Yoginaha is one who is striving for joining, which is Samatva. In second chapter, Krishna talks about what is yoga. So it is being in Samatva. Tat Tejaha is the consciousness. This is what you need to experience, this consciousness. Dharayami is the preservation, that is it keeps the warmth in everything. Vaishvanara is the nourisher of everything, which is digestion basically. And in the Vaishvanara Taijasa Prajna Turiya, Vaishvanara starts from the navel. Hrid Sam Nivishtaha, indweller, that is the Ishvara, the small Ishvara which is there in everyone. Vedyaha, the Vedas, that is to be known, the leaves what need to be known, not the Karma Kanda part of the Vedas, but the liberation portion of the Vedas. Vedanta Krit is the Veda Anta, ending of the Vedas, wherein you see the realization and liberation. Ksharaha is the Virat and the Hiranyagarbha, the subtle and the gross. Aksharaha is the causal. Paramatman is the ultimate within that Atma, and Purushottama is the Brahman. Asammudaha is the Maya. Bhojati Mam is Bhakti Yoga. Buddhiman is the Jnana Yoga. Kritakrityaha is the Karma Yoga. With that we have ended all the 20 shlokas. That's it.
So 15th chapter is over?
Yes.
Finally.
Purushottama Yoga.
Purushottama Yoga.
It has taken a longer time, but worth it.
Yeah, correct. So it took a lot of time. We went so many places, branched off and went somewhere else.
Yeah, so the Asammuda has to happen, then only it works. You have to cut that entire tree. If you say today is not the time, then Jivi Jagat Ishvara is the reality. So better to go with Madhvacharya teaching. Sixteenth chapter is dangerous to go, because if you have not experienced 15th, 16th is like killing oneself. Not that we can't do it, we can go and finish all the 18 also, 16, 17, 18. We are going to start with Daiva, Sura and all that. What shall we do now? We have another 12 minutes. The chapter is ended.
Yeah. Today I think you wanted to finish off that chapter.
No, I didn't want it. No, I didn't know what else I can do. So the key point here is that you have to get rid of Jivi Jagat Ishvara.
Yeah, so you should have reached in 15th chapter Purushottama.
Yes.
So with 15th chapter, if we have reached Purushottama, what's the need of 16, 17, 18 chapters?
16th chapter talks about how this Rajas, Tamas, Sattva creates another dimension called as Daiva Asura. You can see it in your office. Some people are Daivik and some people are Asuric. And some people are in between. Depends on the situation. If the situation is good, they are Daiva, and if the situation is bad, they become Asura. Okay. So how this Triguna works? So Daiva Asura. Then comes Shraddhatraya. Shraddha is the faith, where devotion is removed. Bhakti is removed forever. There's no room for bhakti. And that is Shraddhatraya. Again based upon Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. One who wants to be completely liberated has to move out of Daivasura and the bhakti way of looking at life. Then the 18th chapter completes it. There is no devotion after that. There is no need to be. You are not devoted to anything. Till the time we are devoted. You require some refuge.
Yeah, some support is needed.
Some support is needed. So 17th chapter talks about complete Shraddha. No bhakti. Not the mundane bhakti of going to temple, nor the deep bhakti of believing in Krishna and I am Krishna and all that. That also is gone. So its most difficult topic is 17th. If we are able to swim on 17th, then 18th chapter somehow becomes easy. Otherwise blind is following the blind. And the person who is speaking also is blind, and the people who are following is also blind.
Good, we have finished the 15 chapters of Bhagavad-Gita. It took 1.5. When did we start? 1.5 years, huh? Or
Yeah, I think it has taken 1.5 years to come till here. How much is the experiential reality, we don't know. So let's hope that all of us experience.
yeah, I think all of us have experienced something or the other.
No, that is correct, but it is in a trickle. It should be all the time.
Yeah, correct.
Otherwise, 15th itself is of no use. I think we should have stopped at 13 at the max. Because the jnana has to be completely experienced. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, arjavam, acharya, upasanam, all that. Or the 12th chapter which talks about what is dharma. Adveshta sarva bhutanam. That 40 and this 20 has to be completely experienced. So we have moved into Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and we also moved into Purushottama Yoga.
Yeah. I think we talked a lot about Sattva, Rajas, Tamas many times. So again, we are going to go deeper into that in 16th chapter.
Yes. 16th and 17th, both will take you there.
Okay.
It presumes that you have understood what is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and you have also known how to transcend Sattva, Rajas, Tamas.
Okay, that's the assumption for chapter 16.
Yes. Otherwise, we might have the same questions. I'm not trying to scare that we shouldn't be going there. We should be going there. But then nothing can be done.
Yeah, we have also started Viveka Chudamani, right? Then halfway through we left it.
Because it was becoming very difficult. For getting Viveka Chudamani, we need to practice. You have to at least make 2-3 hours only for practice. See, the first thing is you need to do the body contemplation and move out of Annamaya Kosha. That you should experience. What is Anna? I think that itself we couldn't do. So we had to stop. Because we went into by the time you all started, along with Sri Hari, we were already in the 3rd chapter or 3rd volume.
Oh, we reached 3rd volume, huh? Really? I don't remember. Okay.
With me and Sri Hari, we finished 2 volumes.
Okay.
So when you all joined, it is 3rd volume. And it was making really no sense of going forward. So we stopped.
Yeah, but it is good. At least Bhagavad-Gita we came till chapter 15. Only 3 more chapters are left. So let's
Finish it.
hope that we complete it.
No, we will complete it. Completion.
And I think Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we just did one chapter, is it? Or
No,
we started with the second
we
chapter.
did two, and we didn't do the Vibhuti Yoga because there was no Vibhutis at all in the four of us.
Hmm.
By that time, you should start experiencing the Vibhuti, what Patanjali says.
Hmm.
I don't think so. None of us achieved anything as a Siddhi. So we did Sadhana Pada, we did Samadhi Pada, Sadhana Pada, Vibhuti Pada, and we were supposed to take Kaivalya Pada. We dropped it because we did not have any Vibhuti at all. The reason is that we have not put into practice the Yama and Niyama. That will not work.
Hmm. So I'm just wondering, after this Bhagavad-gita is over, so 3 chapters, I don't know how long it will take. It may take another 1 year, who knows.
After that, what?
So, after that what?
After that, we can
Yes,
find
that's
something else. See, for intellectual enjoyment, we can find a lot of things.
Yeah.
Spending time on anything else and spending time on this, if you were to compare, spending time on this is much better. So we can have,
Yeah, correct.
so we can have a spiritual entertainment continued, no break. We'll get something or the other.
So, looking at so many janmas we have passed through, we have just spent how many? 2-3 years here now, maybe 2 years. So, during these 2 years, whatever we have picked up, we have gone a little deeper. Now, especially 15th chapter, we have gone more deeper to understand, I think, more than the spiritual entertainment is my understanding here.
Correct.
And this has to continue the way what is really working for us.
Yes.
If you aim in the next say 2 years, I will get say liberation or something. I don't know. That is a realistic goal to have, or whether are we matured enough to define that goal? Because when you really have this journey along with this kind of satsanga, that will give you what is the best path. I think that refinement is happening now. My feeling is that my refinement, and the mind cannot be forcibly changed also. It has to change with the continuous sadhana. And the intensity of sadhana decides.
Yes. So we need to increase the intensity of sadhana so that at least we are realized. 4 of us.
Yeah. So your definition of Sadhana Chatustaya, it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Every time when we visit any chapter, it throws something deeper and deeper meaning, which we are able to intellectually sense, and also in action we are able to do something. It is not that we have not done anything.
Yeah,
I think whatever you have done is within the available resources.
Yes.
We have utilized, but we have to utilize more. I think that is possible only through satsanga, or you are completely vairagi and doing it on your own.
No, we will have this satsanga irrespective of whatever it is. I'm just trying to say that if we work on the Sadhana Chatustaya, which is good, because otherwise if you want to implement Bhagvadgita, then you have to implement, the starting point is 12th and 13th chapter, wherein you have to implement 40 of Dharma and 20 of Jnana. That becomes Bhakti of 40 and 20 of Jnana. So it is not easy.
So one more thing is, this is taught in the war field. It is the worst field anywhere. They are going to kill others. Yes. That is the worst situation it was taught. And our situation today is not a war field. Our situation is much, much better.
Yes.
We are comfortably earning, we are comfortably getting sleep, and we have around us a good system where we can support us based on our own earning or so to do the sadhana. So that way it is much easier for us to understand and digest it.
Correct. So we are better placed.
I'm thinking from the positive way, all this.
Yeah, that's correct. See, we are better placed.
That is called punyam, including we for like this for 2 years.
Yes. absolutely.
So, is there any? We have different yugas, like Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, and all. So, for different yugas, you have. Is that any particular sadhana has more result like that, or because I've heard in Kali Yuga it is everything is bad, so it's better to have Bhakti Yoga.
No, it's like
Something like that is there, or
no. In the case of Kali Yuga, establishing 40 attributes or qualities, what Krishna is explaining in the 12th chapter, will immediately take you to liberation. Which is far better than the Satya Yuga, because everybody is good.
yeah.
So that is how we can see. So in the Kali Yuga, you get both. You get good people and bad people. You get good condition, bad condition. So everything is either equal or more or less or whatever it is. But you will really see the pain. Whereas in other yugas, seeing the pain is very difficult. But we are able to see the pain. So becomes very easy. So if we, 4 of us, were to really implement all that what is indicated in the 12th chapter, you are in bhakti. So it is right that bhakti will work much better, but the bhakti as indicated by Krishna,
I understood. Yes.
not the bhakti what we are doing today.
Yeah, Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah, bhakti yoga. So it starts with Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam Maitraha Karuna Evacha. So from then onwards till the complete ending of all the 40.
That is more or less the same, right? This is whatever we have, Sadhana Chatustaya, or this, or that. Maybe
Yeah,
there
it
are
is
more
same.
words to it.
It is the same one, whether you take Shankara or you take Patanjali, you take Bhagvadgita, you take Buddha, you take Jain, you take whatever. Ultimately starts with
Everything is
morality.
the same.
Huh?
Everything is the same, right?
Everything is the same.
Viveka,
Yes, because it starts with morality. First thing is be moral. Because consciousness is moral. Simple. Don't have a... We shouldn't have biased. This is good, that is bad. There is nothing like that. So we have to work out on that. Okay, I think we are at 9:33.
Yeah, yes. How about tomorrow? We are continuing, right?
Yeah, we are continuing. Why? We will start with the 16th chapter.
Yes, good.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
the river flows.
The river flows, irrespective somebody swims or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, then.
Okay, then we'll tomorrow.
Hello. No, I just wanted to tell one thing. I was contemplating on what Bhatt was saying. We are all in a better position than when it was told in the war field. But sometimes I feel that we study best before the examination. Like that. If you see, if you're pushed to the corner, then things get assimilated in us faster, is what I felt.
maybe
That is
true.
Guru's job, na?
No,
Waiting.
maybe true, maybe false, because there are certain people I have seen, like my brother-in-law's friend. He lost his wife, she died, and he has a daughter and a son, and his father his father also died. So it happened very quickly. They both died just within a gap of 15-20 days or something like that. Okay, it didn't change him a bit. Okay, whereas I have also seen one of my friend, he had 2 children.
Vilas, I'm not saying that people pushed to a corner will. No, I'm saying when Bhagavad Gita is told, when you are in a position to take it, that is what I'm saying. I'm not
Exactly.
saying
I got it.
everybody.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
But the example what I'm giving are people who read Bhagavad Gita every day.
Okay.
It has not changed a bit. So it has got nothing to do with somebody pushed to a corner and that person will refer to that chapter thinking that, oh my goodness, this is all what life is all about. He's trying to, like, I have another ex-colleague of mine whose son had a type 1 diabetic, and then he died when he was 7 or 8 year old. So we had gone to Columbia, Asia, and his wife was not able to come out of the grief. Exactly 2 weeks from that time, she died. Okay, and he had only one daughter because now the both of them are gone. And he was doing reasonably well, and ultimately he couldn't stay on his own, and he got married, and now he's enjoying his life. And even when in the previous company where I and he was colleagues, we used to talk about spirituality. It works. It should have worked, but it did not. Anyway, it all depends when we ourselves get it. All right, so shall we then disconnect?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
But I think we have other meeting. We'll discuss
okay.
another.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
thanks.
Thank you then. Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.